gossip and entertainment only. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. So, we're going to talk Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry. Now, she said that she's been mourning Matthew Perry long before his death. So, she's not the only one. The entire cast of Friends, they were they were feeling for him because they knew how bad the addiction was, and they tried to help, but to no avail. And to see that he passed away in 2023, they knew something would eventually happen. And they're sad that they were not able to get him the help that he needs. So, with people on addiction, when they're in addiction, they have to want it for it to work. They have to go through all the proper procedures, to help them cut the habit that they might have. And it's not easy because you hear people, they go into rehab one, two, three, four, five, six, how many times, and still they cannot cut that addiction to what they are addicted to. And some might say it's for comfort or struggle, what was going on in their lives, anything traumatic, things like that can trigger someone to seek comfort, which is not legal. And for Matthew, he had doctors prescribing him, these different medications under different names and, everything like that. So we're going to read this article from TMZ, and it says Jennifer Aniston, I was mourning Matthew Perry long before his death. And just to hear that title, you could tell that he had it bad. I think he was clean for a while, not a long while, but then, you can, what's the word they call it? When you go back, re-enter. There's a word. I can't remember the word, but it says Jennifer Aniston just dropped a gut-wrenching confession. Her heartbreak over Matthew Perry didn't begin the day he died. It began long before. Sorry. The actress said in a new interview she and the rest of her friends did everything they could to help Matthew over the years, but his battle with addiction was a brutal uphill battle he could never fully escape. And it felt like they'd been mourning him for a long time before he died. Jen told Vanity Fair that losing Matthew was devastating for them and of course his fans, sorry, but admits she's relieved knowing he's finally free from his pain. There's a part of me that thinks this is better, she said. Jen and Matthew were undeniably close. She's opened up about him often since his passing, even making the 1 year anniversary last October with a heartfelt tribute. Matthew was found unresponsive in a hot tub at his LA home on October 28, 2023, and was later pronounced dead at the age of 54. The coroner ruled he died from the acute effects of ketamine. 5 people have since been charged in connection with his death, including Dr. Salvador Placinia, who last month pleaded guilty in federal court to 4 counts of distributing ketamine in LA. So this doctor was not only wrong words. This doctor was not only supplying, to Matthew, he was supplying to others, which he shouldn't have done. And with these celebrities, they know how to get to people. All they have to do is just show the money. And with someone, if you take an oath that you're there to protect your patients, take care of them, get them better, healthier, and then you turn your back on your oath, and then to start distributing these illegal substances, drugs to your patients who can pay for it. It's sad. It's sad with a profession that is supposed to prolong your life if they can, because doctors are not God, but they can prolong your life a little bit more, that they take advantage of the weak. And, I know some people might say they don't like to describe addicts as weak. It's because it's not them, it's the substance, it's whatever calling their body. But it is some form of weakness, and you have to learn how to gain the strength to break your addiction, which again I said it's not easy. Some people go to rehab 3, 4, 5 times, and it's something they want to do. It's just that the mindset is just not beating them to it, like, you better do it. And some people say probably go to therapy. Probably therapy will help. But not only that, once you become an addict and you find your way out, I would suggest not only therapy, but go to some kind of support group, because you can easily well fall back into the addiction. So therapy, going to your weekly group meetings, stuff like that, will help you to stay on the path of not going back to what you did before. So, gossipers, what are your thoughts? Are you surprised that the friends, they saw it, they knew something would go down, and they try to help? Some people, they don't. After they try 1, 2 time, it's like, they give up. And I'm sure it's not easy for those who want what's best, for you to tell someone, I love you, but you need to stop this. These people, they're not kids. And we're speaking with Matthew, not a child, so he does not have to take the advice. So I can only imagine those who wanted to help him feeling frustrated that they weren't able to do so. And they did try their darndest, but again, unless they need to get help, realize they need the help, and to get therapy to go along with that, you're just gonna have to pray for them and just wish for the best outcome. So, gossipers, what are your thoughts? Are you surprised that Jennifer Aniston made this comment? And they said gut wrenching. So just imagine seeing your friend dying slowly, trying to help, but it's just not registering. So, relapse. That's the word I was thinking, relapse. Anyways, gossipers, please like, share, subscribe. Let's continue to grow our group. Thank you for watching and listening.